How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
You did not just ask me that
I'm
question.
just saying, you're like...
What a forward young man you are. My goodness.
Welcome to MsMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times celebs shot down stupid questions.
What's your favorite position? CEO.
For this list, we'll be looking at times famous people dismissed, clapped back, or schooled interviewers on their ill-thought-out or researched questions. What's the most stupid question you've ever heard a celebrity shoot down? Let us know in the comments.
You're the fifth person that's asking
Well, no,
that to
because
me. What is going on? Since when did people start asking each other in interviews about their underwear?
Number 10, Jerry Seinfeld.
I did. They didn't cancel you. You canceled them. You're not aware of this? No, I'm asking you. You think I got canceled?
Seinfeld was one of the most successful sitcoms of the 90s, so when the show announced it was ending after 9 seasons, the news made numerous headlines. One person who seemingly missed this announcement was Larry King, leading to one of his most infamous interviews ever. A somewhat irritated Seinfeld made it abundantly clear that the idea of his sitcom getting canceled was laughable.
I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Jewish guy, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
He pressed on, making jabs at CNN and King, as well as boasting about the show and his own success. We're pretty sure this was mostly good-natured ribbing, but King seemingly got under the comedian's skin, and he wasn't too happy. We're just surprised he didn't end with,
"Nothing for you."
Number 9, Taylor Swift.
Can we just get a pan down of this dress? This, you said, is Ellie's top?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, and it's ombre. It's like ombre teal. It gets lighter to the bottom, and then I have purple shoes on. Because why not?
Swift and her hit Shake It Off were nominated for several 2015 Grammys. But E.T.'s Nancy O'Dell seemed more interested in Taylor's outfit and legs before the ceremony. She also implies that a Grammy isn't the only way Taylor will score that evening. And boy, if looks could kill. Still, Taylor swiftly shuts her down.
You're going to walk home with more than maybe just a trophy tonight. I think lots of men.
I'm not gonna walk home with any men tonight. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and then I go home to the cats.
Unfortunately, this isn't the only time the singer batted off sexist questions. In 2019, a journalist for Deutsche Presseagentur asked about her current relationship and its future after turning 30. Taylor reportedly responded, quote, "I really do not think men are asked that question when they turn 30. So I'm not going to answer that question now. You tell him, T-Swift."
Like, oh, I'm so much more mature now.
No, but look at this. You have matured. You look fantastic and enjoying it.
Number 8, Brie Larson.
I'm curious how you feel about Johnny Depp's film opening the festival, and do you plan to see it?
You're asking me that?
Yes.
In 2023, Brie Larson served as a juror for the Cannes Film Festival. During a press conference, Larson was asked if she planned to watch the festival's opening movie, Jean du Barry, which controversially stars Johnny Depp. The actress was initially confused about why she was being asked this question, and asked the reporter to elaborate.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't understand the correlation, or why me specifically.
She's visibly uncomfortable and clearly wants to end this exchange quickly. Yet she remains polite, hearing the reporter out before gently but quickly concluding the matter. The reporter tried to toss her the bait, and she went and tossed it straight back. She handled it marvelously.
Well, you'll see, I guess, if I'll see it, and I don't know how I'll feel about it if I do.
Number 7, Matt Damon.
There's an incentive to work hard and be a better actor because you want to have a job, so why isn't it like that for teachers?
Do you think job insecurity is what makes me work hard?
Well, you have an incentive to work harder, but if there's
I
job
wanna be an
security...
actor. It's not an incentive.
This actor has a lot of respect for teachers. After all, his mom was one. So if you come for the profession, he's going to come for you, and he won't hold back. When one reporter suggested that teachers, like actors, need to work hard if they want job security, Damon was having none of it. He replies with a long rant defending teachers and their willingness to do their jobs with minimum compensation.
A teacher wants to teach. I mean, why else would you take a shitty salary and really long hours and do that job unless you really love to do it?
The cameraman then decides to chime in with a statistic he seemingly pulled out of thin air. Damon wastes no time throwing this so-called fact back in his face. Damon 1, cameraman 0.
Well, okay, but I mean, maybe you're a shitty cameraman. I don't know.
Number 6, Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne is in the movie. She joins us live from New York City to talk about Paper Towns. Cara, good morning.
Hey.
Hi, how you doing?
With each ill-thought-out question, this interview felt like watching a car crash in slow motion. The interviewers are rather condescending, while Delevingne's wry sense of humor seems to go straight over their heads. She handles their awkward questions gracefully and lightheartedly, even though it's quite clear that she'd rather be anywhere else. Also, you're never going to win someone over by telling them they seem tired and irritable.
You do. You do seem a bit irritated. Perhaps it's just us.
No, I think it's just you.
I think it probably is us. Well, then on that note,
as much.
Still, Delevingne keeps her cool and tries to keep things as cheery as possible. However, once the host suggests she needs a nap or a Red Bull, it's glaringly obvious to everyone that this interview is so over.
That's so funny. Let's tune in and see what you... Oh, they went to bars.
wow.
Number 5, Anne Hathaway.
What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Traditionally, female comic book characters don't always get the most practical outfits. So there's always a level of curiosity over how that will translate into live action. But Anne Hathaway really wasn't felining the incessant interest into how she got into shape to play Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. One reporter outright asked her how much weight she'd lost to fit into her costume.
How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
You did not just ask me that
No, I'm just
question.
saying, you're like...
What a forward young man you are. My goodness.
Meanwhile, Extra's Jerry Penacoli persistently questioned her fitness regime, prompting her to fire back.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
Also, in 2012, disgraced morning television host Matt Lauer essentially blamed Hathaway for a wardrobe malfunction incident. She expertly shut him down and elegantly circled back to her movie like a pro.
When someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants, which brings us back to Les Mis, because that's what my character is.
Number 4, Scarlett Johansson.
Is
it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
You just asked me if I was wearing any.
Like Hathaway's Catwoman, ScarJo faced an unprecedented amount of interest in her Black Widow costume. Or more accurately, what was underneath it. We didn't hear anyone ask her Avengers co-stars about their undergarments, and she even told this reporter from Extra TV, yes, that is Jerry Penacoli again, that he was the 5th person to ask her that question.
You're the 5th person that's asking that to me.
because...
What is going on? Since when did people start asking each other in interviews about their underwear?
It's quite baffling that she has to call out just how inappropriate, invasive, and sexist his inquiry is. But she leaves the interviewer a stuttering mess and doesn't let him get away with this total lack of respect or professionalism. Like her character, ScarJo proved she's a badass and not to be messed with.
What kind of interview is this?
Number 3, Jonah Hill.
Everybody wants to know what made you make the change?
I just decided one day I wanted to be healthier.
It's no secret that Jonah Hill prefers to keep his weight loss journey private. And that's totally within his right. If anything, it's questions like these that prove why it's generally not okay to comment on someone's physique. While discussing his animated series, Alan Gregory, at the Georgia Institute of Technology, someone insensitively asked him whether he's still thought of as...
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one. Okay. So
Worse still, the question is cruelly met with some laughter from others in the room. Hill's face speaks volumes, almost as if he can't quite believe the reporter's audacity. However, he handles the situation ever so smoothly, asking if there are any smarter questions before turning away.
Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
Number 2, Mila Kunis. During a press conference in Moscow for their movie Friends with Benefits, Kunis delivered an epic smackdown to a reporter who questioned why Justin Timberlake was doing movies. Speaking in her native tongue, the actress quickly fired back at the reporter, much to the room's approval. She wasted no time in calling out the stupidity of the question and jumping to her co-star's defense. Arguably, the best part is when she points out that, like the journalist, Timberlake is only doing his job. Kunis clearly picked up the subtext behind these questions and wasn't here for it at all. Everyone needs a friend like Mila Kunis in their corner. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Joaquin Phoenix. The Joker actor does not want to hear the same questions parroted at him.
And there's probably so many other things I just can't remember right now. But I feel like I already answered this question 6 months ago.
Hey, Joaquin.
Thanks for asking.
Jane Fonda. This icon reroutes this invasive and inappropriate interview.
You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit. But you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you felt you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that now?
Amy Schumer. Schumer isn't here for rude questions, and this reporter is no match for her quick wit.
No, come on, that's the character of the movie. I'm not trying to offend you. It's how
Whatever
it rolls.
you're trying to do, you are. That's a rude question.
Well, I'm not leaving till we get the car crash moment. I mean, that's what we would love.
Well, then you're going to have to get it from your wife when you go home.
Gordon Ramsay. Ramsay's comeback was as well done as the steak the reporter complained about.
How sad is this, that you asked for a steak to be cooked well done, okay? Now, whatever quality of beef it is, it's gone past any form of taste when you've cooked it well done. So you present me with a picture, God bless you, and you say, is that right? I don't eat steak well done. That's your prerogative because you're the customer.
Keira Knightley. The actress gives a swift 101 in equality.
Are you going to ask for the men that tonight?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Rihanna.
What are you looking for in a man now to wear this cologne? I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
Riri really wants everyone to stop talking about her love life. She's an artist and an entrepreneur, so you'd imagine there are far more interesting questions to ask her than what she's looking for in a man. But if you dare bring it up, prepare to be taken down, like this ITN reporter. During a press conference for the movie Battleship, she brought up the romance rumors between Rihanna and her co-star Ashton Kutcher. Before that, she'd been piling on compliments about the star's career, so the question seemingly came out of left field.
I just wondered if you are as happy in your private life, and will we be seeing a certain Mr. Ashton Kutcher perhaps making a trip over here?
Wow, how disappointing was that question?
Rihanna is clearly unimpressed and lets everyone know. Her response is nothing short of classy.
I'm happy and I'm single, if that's what you were really asking.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.